In the summer of 1982, E.T. the Extra-Terrestrial was released in theaters. Directed by Steven Spielberg, the film follows a boy named Elliot, who befriends an alien given the name E.T. The film was a giant success at the box office, being the highest grossing film of all time, and holding that title for well over a decade. When plans were being drawn to bring a Universal Studios theme park to the East Coast, Steven Spielberg signed on as a creative consultant, and would play a large part in bringing E.T. to Orlando. The ride would be a suspended dark ride, similar to Peter Pan's flight at the Disney parks. The experience started with guests watching a pre-show starring Steven Spielberg and E.T. They would explain to the guests they were actors in a brand new E.T. film.
Be good, actors.
You would have received a set pass after giving a team member your name. The indoor portion of the queue is designed to look like a wooded area at night, with audio animatronics and iconography from the film. Riders soar through the woods on flying bikes. After escaping government agents, we fly over a city. A unique aspect of the ride not found in the film is E.T.'s home world, with bright colors, water features, and a bunch of baby E.T.s. At the end, E.T. says goodbye and calls us by our first name. A clone of E.T. would be built for the original studio in Hollywood, California. E.T. Adventure was significant for Hollywood since it was the park's first standalone dark ride not connected to the studio tour itself. When Universal Studios Japan opened in 2001, it too would receive a clone of E.T. A year later, the film would celebrate its 20th anniversary. The ride would receive an updated pre-show.
E.T. needs your help.
Instead of set passes, we now receive interplanetary passports. Hollywood would get a giant E.T. 20th anniversary graphic on the roof, and Japan would get a small commemorative plaque in front of the attraction. During this time, executives began exploring ways to revitalize the Universal parks with newer, more relevant IPs, such as The Mummy. Both Florida and California would receive a brand new roller coaster themed to the franchise. In Florida, Mummy would take the spot of the fan-favorite Confrontation, with the Hollywood ride taking over the spot of E.T. Adventure. E.T. closed on March 14, 2003. Allegedly, before the ride's closure, executives held off on telling Spielberg out of fear of him being upset, which he was apparently. The situation only got worse when the ride in Japan closed in May of 2009 for Space Fantasy, an indoor family-style spinning coaster. Spielberg was so irritated, he allegedly threatened to cut ties with Universal if the original in Florida closed too. When Hollywood's closed, construction crews began tearing out the decade-old attraction. E.T. Adventure was dead. On June 25, 2004, Revenge of the Mummy opened. While E.T. can no longer phone home in Hollywood and Japan, the character lives on in a multitude of different ways. When writing Revenge of the Mummy, the treasure room features a small gold E.T. Spielberg was apparently not too happy about this reference, and it was removed for quite a while, but sometime later it was put back. Before closing in 2015, the NBC Universal Tour featured a small exhibit dedicated to E.T. Adventure, including an interplanetary passport and a baby E.T. animatronic. After the 20th celebration, Universal painted over the graphics on the roof. With wear and tear in the years to follow, the graphics once again became visible. However, the roof has been cleaned, so it is more difficult to spot. In front of Space Fantasy in Japan, the 20th anniversary plaque is still in place. For the 60th anniversary of the Studio Tram Tour, signs featuring different QR codes were placed around the park. celebrating the resort's history. One of these signs was placed in front of the mummy. It links to a video highlighting ET Adventure. While E.T. no longer has a ride in Hollywood, he is the first character many see at the start and end of their day. E.T. Adventure still operates at Universal Studios Florida, and is the last opening day ride still operating in the park. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, why not subscribe? Thank you very much for watching, and as always, have a great day.